Hi my dear friends, welcome back to Gurudeva online class. Myself Siddesh, 7th social science teacher. Dear student, in the last class we had discussed the lesson the Sultan of Delhi from the history part. In that lesson we had discussed the few important points. Those are the first one, how the Sultan of Delhi established, who were the important invention to India. Among those, the first one Arab invention and the second one Turkey invention. In that Turkey invention, we had discussed the two important kings and their achievements. In that first one, Muhammad Ghazni and his achievements. The second one, Muhammad Ghori and his achievements. Later, the one more important point we had discussed, that slave dynasty. In the slave dynasty, the important king Qutbuddin Aibak and his achievements. And the second one, Khilji dynasty. In that Khilji dynasty, we had discussed the one of the very important notable king. His name Alauddin Khilji and his achievements. Today class, we are going to discuss Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyid dynasty, Lodi dynasty, and what was the conditions of the people. So let us discuss one by one. The Tughlaq dynasty. The Tughlaq dynasty, it was the third dynasty who ruled the Delhi Sultan. The Tughlaq dynasty, it was ruled from 1320 to 1413 CE. And who was the founder of this dynasty? The founder was Muhammad bin Tughlaq. The Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he was the founder of Tughlaq dynasty. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he was a notable sultan in Tughlaq dynasty. And also the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he was imprudent and ill-tempered who took hasty decisions. And also Muhammad bin Tughlaq was a strange character. And the Muhammad bin Tughlaq we called also a mad king. Why we called Muhammad bin Tughlaq as a mad king? Because of what he has taken experiments in his administration. For that reason we can call Muhammad bin Tughlaq as a mad king. Then let us discuss what were the experiments he has taken during his administration. There were two important experiments. First experiments, transfer of capital, Delhi to Devagiri. The Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he thought himself, if I make Devagiri as a capital city, then it is easy to take control over the southern part of the India. Because the Devagiri, it was central part of his dynasty. So finally, he was decided to make Devagiri as his capital city. And also, he passed strictly order to the people should go from Delhi to Devagiri. While people moved from Delhi to Devagiri, during that time, many people were died and the few people injured. Because the Devagiri, it was 700 miles from the Delhi. After the few days, the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he realized his mistake. Again, he changed his capital city from Devagiri to Delhi. And he passed strictly order to the people once the people go from Devagiri to Delhi. When the people go from Devagiri to Delhi, again the many people were died and people injured. For this experiments, we can call Muhammad bin Tughlaq as a mad king. This is one more experiment, that issue of token coins. The Muhammad bin Tughlaq issue of bronze coin in the place of silver coins with the same place value. But the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he failed to pass order that only government had the authority to mint the copper coin. So that the people themselves, they mint the copper coin. Finally, this resulted on the devaluation of the coins. Finally, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he abolished the use of copper coin and he exchanged the silver coin for the copper coin. When Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he was going to exchange the silver coin for the copper coin, then automatically the treasury was empty. And the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he deceived by the people. Finally, this is the causes for the weak of financial condition. When the financial condition was going to day by day weak, finally the people revolted against on Muhammad bin Tughlaq. While he was putting down revolt in the province of Sindh, The Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he was died for fever. After the Tughlaq dynasty, the one more important dynasty came to power, that Sayyid dynasty. Let us discuss about the Sayyid dynasty. The Sayyid dynasty, it was ruled from 1414 to 1451. Who was the founder of this dynasty? Khizr Khan, he was the founder of this dynasty. And who are the important sultans in Sayyid dynasty? Those were Mubarak, Muhammad Shah and Alauddin Alam Shah. These were a few important sultan in Sayyid dynasty. But what were the achievements of these sultan? We can discuss in the higher class. And after the Sayyid dynasty, the one more important dynasty came to power, that Lodi dynasty. The Lodi dynasty, it was ruled from 1451 to 1526 CE. Then who was the founder of this dynasty? Balul Lodi, he was the founder of Lodi dynasty. Then the two important sultan in Lodi dynasty, those were Sikandar Lodi and Sultan Ibrahim Lodi. But the last sultan of Lodi dynasty is named Sultan Ibrahim Lodi. During his period, the one of the very important king from the Mughal dynasty is named Babur. The Babur, he declared the war on Lodi dynasty. During the period of Sultan of Ibrahim Lodi, there was a war between the Sultan of Ibrahim Lodi and the Mughal king Babur. So that war we can call as the Panipat war. So in that war, the Sultan Ibrahim Lodi was lost and the Babur won the war. Finally, it is the causes to establish of Mughal dynasty. The next one more important point, that the conditions of the people. So in that administration, let us discuss about the administration. The Sultan of Delhi, it has a majority of Hindus, but the administration functioned on the Islamic lines, and also the army formed the backbone of the state. And here the one of the very important sultan is named Balban. The Balban, he declared himself, I am the representative of God, and he said that I am only liberty of God, except God, I am not liberty for anyone. After the few days, the Delhi Sultan, they were always faced the revolt of the local rulers. So this was about the administration of the Sultan of Delhi. Let us discuss about the economy. The burden of land tax heavily fell on the peasants, especially during the period of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. The Muhammad bin Tughlaq, during his period, he increased the land revenue and he was going to collect merciless. Even though peasants, if we got floods and drought, during that time also they should pay the land revenue. For that, finally peasants revolted everywhere, and the weaving was a major occupations of the people, and the Sultan were mainly importing the horses, and with that the cities provided employment of a large number of workers on account of the brick building activities. So this was about the economic system of the Sultan of Delhi. The one more important point from this lesson, that architecture and literature. The Sultan of Delhi, they have given more contribution in the field of architecture and literature. The few important structure we can see during the period of Sultan of Delhi, those were, the first one, Qutub Minar, it has 17 meters tall, and the next one, Alai Darwas, Quat ul Islam Mosque, Siri Fort, Lot Key Mosque, Jama Masjid, Chola Sono. So these were a few important structure established during the period of the Sultan of Delhi. And the next point, languages. During the period of Sultan of Delhi, we can see the few important languages. Those were Persian, Hindi, Urdu, Bengali, Marathi and Gujarati. But among these, Persian and Urdu, these were a very important languages we can see during the period of the Sultan of Delhi. The next one, poets. There were many poets adorned in the Sultan of Delhi. So let us discuss who are the important poets adorned in the Sultan of Delhi. Those are Amir Khusro. The Amir Khusro, he was a great musician, and also he knew very well tabla and sitara. And the few important poets who adorned in the Sultan of Delhi, those were Amir Hasan, Jayasi, Firoz Shah, Sayyid Alia, Allah Baroni. With that, we can see the other a few important social and religious reformer. Those were Ramananda, Kabir Das, Rayadas, and Mirabai. So this was about the cultural contributions of the Sultan of Delhi. My dear student, so this was the lesson about the Sultan of Delhi. Dear friends, once recapitulations of our lesson. Dear student, in this lesson we had discussed how the Sultan of Delhi established and who were the important inventions. First one, the Arab inventions, and the second one, Turkey invention. In that, we had discussed the two important sultans' achievement. The first one, Muhammad Ghazni, and the second one, Muhammad Ghori. And later, we had discussed the five important dynasty who ruled the Sultan of Delhi. In that first one, Slave dynasty, and the second one, Khilji dynasty, and the third one Tughlaq dynasty, and the fourth one Sayyid dynasty, and the fifth one Lodi dynasty. And last we had discussed one more important point, that what were the cultural contributions of Sultan of Delhi. In that, administrative contribution, economic, and the third one art and architecture. So this was about the lesson, the Sultan of Delhi. Dear students, we will meet in the next class. Bye my dear students.